Being a black introvert, and more specifically, being a black woman introvert in the workplace is not easy. People don't understand that you don't derive your energy from interactions with other people. It actually does the opposite. It actually drains us as introverts. Of course, I'm a very friendly person. I can be outgoing, I can be very extroverted and high energetic, but I have to be comfortable with you. And again, I have to actually, it's like for me, I have to actually know I can trust you and that like our conversations isn't just meaningless. Conversations that people have in the workplace, especially and more specifically my workplace, makes no sense. Like I'll be sitting around in the office with my coworkers, and no lie, like one time, I ain't gonna say her name, of course, but one of my female coworkers was talking about how her husband the night before his feet smelled so bad because he left his shoes like between the door and the kitchen, and she was just talking about how she got home from work yesterday and it just smelled so bad, and like everybody's chiming in and like chattering, and they commenting and laughing about it, and I'm just like, I'm just there because like, what am I supposed to add to that, ma'am? Like, I don't care. And one time at the previous job that I was working at in Florida, it was me and this dude. Like it was our first time meeting, and we just got into this random conversation about if aliens exist, and we just tripped out right there on the job. I know they was looking at us like we was crazy, but I was so into the conversation, and so was he. Like we talking about the extraterrestrials, we talking about multi universes. How we not? This is not the only universe that we have. This isn't the only galaxy. There could be billions of galaxies, and that there's what's it called? That there are parallel universes, that the parallel universe exists, and that somewhere in this parallel universe, there's another version of yourself, but they're living in reverse. Like we just had such an amazing long conversation. Like I did not want it to end. And then like we haven't had that conversation in one of the coworkers who's like really outgoing and extroverted, and it's like she tried to like get me to like open up more and talk to her. But I'm sorry, but the things that she would talk about, I had no interest in. So it's introverts in the workplace. Sometimes we come across as being fake. It's like, oh, so and so would rather, talk and kiki with John and Susie, but when I tried to like bond with them, they acted dry or they didn't have anything to add to the conversation. It's like, no, we're not being fake. We just don't connect with the conversation. Again, like we don't like small talk. Like people will small talk you to death at the office. Like, what you doing for the weekend? You either gotta make up some shit that'll entertain them or give them some juicy gossip, which is so annoying and petty. Because God forbid, as an introvert or anybody for that matter, you tell your boss or coworkers, "Oh, what I do for this weekend? I just chilled. I watched some TV. I cut the grass. I relaxed. I went out to dinner with some friends. Me and my dude. Ooh, that ain't enough. They need to know like, were you in a gun fight? Did somebody get shot? Did you get into a shootout with the cops? Like, why do we need to always? Why do people, in particular, extroverts feel like they need to constantly be entertained, and that people have the obligation and duty to entertain them? No lie, extroverts low key piss me off, and they can be so annoying. I had a coworker when I was deployed. I ain't gonna say his name. He was like a puppy who just, he even admitted to me, one of my friends, when we was working there, that he hates being alone. He said he can't stand to be by himself, that like he needs constant connection. And I'm starting to believe like it's not introverts who have the problem. Okay, it's nothing wrong with us introverts. Something is wrong, not all, but something is wrong with extroverts or people who are extroverted and have those characteristic traits to the point where you can't stand to be alone. Like you can't stand to just sit in a room full of silence and just let your mind wander and ponder. Just think about the past, think about the present, think about the future. Like, to me, that seems like it's a problem. What do you mean you don't like being alone? I love being alone. I also do need social interactions, and again, of course, I make sure that happens as well. But if it's about a bunch of drama, nonsense, and things that I can't connect with, you only gonna get so much out of me in the conversation. At the time when I was deployed, I had a new supervisor when I had moved to another like job. I got switched out of jobs and I had moved to a new place to work. And I'm out there with my new supervisor, my new boss, and I walked up to her. She ain't say shit to me, right? For like 2 minutes straight. And then all of a sudden, she just bust out laughing. She was like, "You're so quiet." Like, why do extroverts and people in general, especially as a black woman, why do people feel like you owe them entertainment? I'm like, I'm so quiet. Like, you ain't say shit to me either. I've been here for 2 minutes, at the job, putting my stuff together, looking at my desk or whatever. I don't know what the hell I was doing. It was a new work center. And she just started laughing like, "Oh, you're so quiet." Like, you could have introduced yourself to me. You could have said something, "Hello, good morning, how are you?" But it's like, no, you expect me to reach out to you first. You expect me to like almost like kiss your ass. Not only just because you're my supervisor and I'm a subordinate of yours, but because again, like you see me as the quiet, shy girl, or something's wrong with her, or she's shy and timid, like, which I am not. None of that. That's another thing. These extroverts don't understand that, look, just because our mouths are quiet, that doesn't mean that we can't get feisty and violent. Fuck around with the wrong introvert, you're gonna fuck around and find out that these hands is not silent at all. They're silent but deadly. Something is wrong when you are codependent on people. Again, as human beings, we are animals. We are social creatures. We're species that we need human interaction. I get that, to keep us sane, right? We're social. But just because you see somebody that's quiet or they don't have a lot to say, in particular the workplace, doesn't mean that you get the right to harass them, make all these assumptions about them, spread gossip, rumors, and lies about them, attacking their character, trying to, fish around for information. I've had coworkers like find me on Instagram. They be viewing my story on the low and like being weird and shit, sending my posts to other people around the office. It's like, how dare you? Like, you're a bum. Again, a lot of racism. I had to say it. I had to bring it up. I had to take it there. You see the title of this video. I don't even know what I'm titled it yet. But again, people see black women in particular, and I can be very, very goofy and funny, and that's what my true personality is at its core. But again, I have to know you and like you enough and be comfortable with you enough to like let you see that side of me. Like, a lot of people I just don't trust. I'm sorry, but if I see like something about you that's like sneaky, or like you like to like attack people, or you telling me your friend's business, like, why do you think I'm about to tell you what I truly did over the weekend? Which 85% of the time, I'm just chilling. That's what I like to do. I like to play piano. I like to garden. I like to exercise here and there. Yes, I love music. I got to go to a concert. I got to go here and there with some friends. But again, what I like to share is what I like to share. It's none of your business. And another thing with extroverts is, again, like, they like to attack your character and act like something's wrong with you just because you're not opening up to them. And it's annoying, especially in the workplace. Like, we're at work. This is a professional setting. This is why that a lot of people are quiet quitting. People are quiet vacationing because we can't take this bullshit no more. Even the extroverts at work are tired of the bullshit. We're tired of the lies, the gossip, and all the dysfunction and the entire toxicity of the workplace. That's why so many people refuse to return back to work. When COVID had hit and the lockdown had started, a lot of people was like, it was a blessing for me to be out of the office. But again, you had a lot of the extroverted people bitching and complaining, which I'm not trying to like be mean to extroverted people, but it's true. A lot of them was like, no, we need to return back to work. I'm tired looking at my wife every fucking day. My kids running around the house acting crazy. I can't do it. I gotta go back to the office. I'm like, us introverted people was like, no, fuck that office. Like, I'm staying my black ass in this house and I'm gonna do my work here because I don't wanna, I can't stand the workplace politics. Like, the workplace politics will make you become silent because I've been working long enough, and I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn this out. I found this out in some painful ways, that you have to be very careful what you divulge or what you say or just reveal about yourself in the workplace. Because listen, let me tell you something. People are nosy when they want to gather information on you, right? They want to gather intel on you, just either to just know your business, just to be, and they don't really give a fuck about what you're going through. They just want to know your business and tell your business. That's it. People do not really genuinely give a damn about what you got going on, because again, it's not their life. Of course, there are genuine people out there who are actually concerned, and they actually are like, they genuinely just want to know what you did for over the weekend. Just like a little bit of small talk, a little bit of chatter, just to, be warm and inviting in the workplace. But then you do have a lot of people, in my experience, they have very nefarious and insidious reasons for why they're asking you all these questions. And then it's like, when they don't get the answer that they expect from you, especially if you look a certain way. Like, if you're like a really pretty black girl or just a pretty person or a handsome man, they're like, oh, you seem like you look like you could be a hoe, but like your energy doesn't give that. Like, I hope I'm explaining this right. But again, like, I've had many assumptions. Even the guys I talked to and dated, they had all these assumptions about my character, not even having a conversation with me. And it just blows my mind. Moral of the story: leave introverted people alone.